Good afternoon, Mr. Council President, members of the Council. Alexandra Elias, Advanced Planning Manager with CCDC. I'll apologize in advance for the condition of my voice. Item 4, excuse me, on the redevelopment agency agenda is a companion item to 334 on the council agenda. The item is requesting the agency and council's approval of resolutions authorizing staff to execute a joint powers authority agreement among the City of San Diego, the redevelopment agency acting through CCDC, and the San Diego Unified Port District. I'd also like to mention that 2 of our partner agencies are in the audience today, Karen Wyman from the Port of San Diego, Dana Springs, and Victoria Hamilton for the City Commission on Arts and Culture. Planning for the North Embarcadero began in 1997 under an MOU to jointly plan and revitalize downtown's northern waterfront. From 2003 to 2005, the Port Agency and CCDC worked under a JPA agreement to complete schematic design documents for the entire North Embarcadero Visionary Plan. Working with port tenants and a variety of other agencies in the public, schematic design was completed and the original JPA agreement expired in 2005. The purpose of the proposed JPA agreement is to complete construction documents for Phase 1 of the North Embarcadero Visionary Plan using the project management model in the partner agencies that successfully completed the schematic design drawings. The anticipated cost of the construction documents for Phase 1 is $2 million to be paid 50% by CCDC and 50% by the port. I will state that there is no action that you're taking today that will commit any of those dollars. We would come back with contracts and more information on that as we proceed. What this action enables us to do is draft a request for qualifications for consultants and to proceed to hire a consultant. I'll also mention that on its own, the Joint Powers Authority has no authority to commit or to spend funds. All funds are committed and spent through the actions of the agency, CCDC, and the Port of San Diego processes. Also, for the record, I'd like to make a correction to the staff report. In the governance section on the last page, the staff report stated the city and the agency are represented by a single member to the JPA board. This is incorrect. The resolution and the agreement itself that were attachments to your staff report correctly state that the city is represented by a member appointed by the city council, and the redevelopment agency is represented by the CCDC chair or his designee. And I'll ask with that if Nancy Graham has any additional comments.
No, other than to say, I think at this point we're just trying to get this agreement done so it'll allow us to legally meet together and kind of put together an agenda on how to move forward, but it doesn't commit anything at this point.
Okay, thank you.
Here's my concern so you understand why I'm asking the question. It's not a matter of who it is that will serve in that position. The issue is that had been raised in the past when the city council found itself with the Navy Broadway complex in a sort of a bizarre situation that we had somehow given up any authority to have any sort of input into a project based on saying that the agency, or in this case CCDC, had that authority. And so what I'm trying to make clear and to clarify so that it's very cleanly spelled out as part of this resolution is that in no way does the city council, acting as the body of the city council, give away its authority as it did in the Navy Broadway complex. And it's sounding from what Mr. Carlisle has said that in fact that is certainly not the case.
Correct.
That we have allowed the city council through its representatives as the redevelopment agency to participate, because I just don't want to find ourselves in a situation like that ever again. So that's why I'm asking these questions.
No, that's correct. The city, basically still has its position. I think that the Navy Broadway was a very unique situation where there was a prior legal document that controlled, as opposed to this, where you all still control.
Well, I just want to make sure that it's clear and it's spelled out and it's on the record and that it's in the resolution and everybody agrees that it's saying what it's saying.
Yes.
Rather than finding out, Mr. Carlisle.
That is correct, and we would even take it one step further. In the agreement itself on page 6, a quorum consists of all 3 members, and an action of the JPA must be unanimous by all 3. And therefore, in essence, each entity, including the city, has a veto power over the other 2 and can't be outvoted 2-1 in that regard. So you clearly have got not only a seat at the table, but you're entitled to the first helping.
All right, thank you. And so that will be part of the city council action, which is coming up.
That is correct. On the city side, it's the same document. Yes, ma'am.
Terrific. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so the motion is to approve the item and ask that the designation of an alternate come back for a later appointment. I've seconded the motion. Motion by Mr. Faulkner, seconded, which I seconded. So please vote. Call the roll. Passes unanimously. We'll adjourn as the redevelopment agency, reconvene as the council on item 334, which is the North Embarcadero Visionary Plan Joint Powers Authority Agreement. It's a motion by Mr. Faulkner, which I seconded. Please vote. Call the roll. That passes unanimously.